The story begins with the narrator recounting how he came across a damaged old roll-top desk in a junk shop. Fascinated by its appearance and history, he decides to buy it with the intention of restoring it himself. As he works on repairing the desk, he discovers a hidden drawer that had been jammed shut. Inside it, he finds a small tin box labeled Jim's last letter, received January 25, 1915. To be buried with me when the time comes. Curious, he opens the box and finds a letter written by a British soldier named Jim McPherson to his wife, Connie. The letter is dated December 26, 1914, and it contains a first-hand account of a remarkable and moving event that took place during World War I. Jim's letter describes a spontaneous and unofficial Christmas truce that occurred between the British and German soldiers on the Western Front. On Christmas morning, instead of firing at each other, the soldiers from both sides began calling out Christmas greetings. Slowly, they emerged from their trenches, unarmed, and met in no man's land. There, they exchanged handshakes, shared food and drinks like schnapps and sausages, showed each other photographs of their families, and even played a football match together. Jim wrote about the joy and surprise of experiencing such warmth and humanity from those who were supposed to be enemies. He also mentioned the German officer named Hans Wolf, who had once played the cello in an orchestra before the war. Jim and Hans talked about music, books, and life back home. The truce lasted just for the day, but it left a lasting impression on Jim, who wondered why men who shared so much in common had to fight at all. He ended his letter with a hopeful note, believing that if such a truce could happen once, perhaps peace was not impossible after all. Deeply moved by the letter and the emotions it carried, the narrator decides to find Connie and return the letter to her. After some effort, he traces her to a nursing home in Bridport. When he meets her, she is very old and frail, and her memory has faded. However, when she sees the letter and hears the narrator speak, she mistakes him for her long-lost husband, Jim McPherson. She is overwhelmed with emotion and happiness, believing that Jim has finally returned to her after so many years. She tells the narrator that this is the best Christmas present in the world. The narrator chooses not to correct her, allowing her to live in the comfort of her joyful memory. The story beautifully blends fact with fiction to highlight themes of love, peace, humanity, and the emotional cost of war. It shows that even in the darkest times, moments of kindness and understanding can shine through. The Christmas truce stands as a powerful symbol of hope and the possibility of peace in a world torn by conflict.